So you've probably heard at this point that the Mueller investigation had to come out and specifically rebuke the Buzzfeed article that I was talking about in my live stream yesterday, which said that Trump told his lawyer Cohen to lie to Congress, which would have been a big deal, as I said in the video yesterday. But that didn't stop the media from going for this story all day. I think Drudge Report said MSNBC and CNN said that mentioned the word impeachment something like 270 times yesterday. Now, I said on my video yesterday, the problem with these anonymous sourced articles is oftentimes they come out to be untrue. You have to understand, the media is a mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. They're trying to take Trump down. So over and over, we hear stories that are from anonymous sources in law enforcement that end up not being true. For example, Cohen specifically, how many times have we heard the bombshell that, oh, just like the dossier said, Cohen was in Prague. He did meet Russians in Prague, only to 3 days later find out, oh, that's not true. We actually don't have proof of that. And then 3 months later, oh, this time Mueller's team has proof. Cohen was in Prague. Only to then find out 3 days later it's not true. But every time it happens, the media goes nuts. People on social media go nuts. This is it. We got him. This is the proof. Trump's a terrible person. He's a Russian spy. We now have proof. And egg on their face. But it doesn't matter. Everyone's like, oh, what a dark day for journalism. It is, but so's the past 20 years. It doesn't matter. They'll just move on to the next story. How many times do they have to be caught lying? Remember when Russia hacked electrical grids? Oh, wait, that wasn't true. Remember when Russia hacked voting machines? Oh, wait, that wasn't true. And that's just the outright lies. That's not even the lies by omission or the way that, bearing the lead and things like that they do. The media is a joke. BuzzFeed in particular, remember, they were the first organization that came out with the dossier. And they focused on, of course, the sexual allegations in it that were unconfirmed. And most other media outlets wouldn't even touch it. But as soon as BuzzFeed touched it, then it was, oh, okay, now it's news. Now we can talk about it. And everyone was saying, wow, the fact that BuzzFeed did this is going to hamper their reputation. Clearly not. All these media sources took their word for this story. And so they're out there screaming impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. You could see it in their face. They enjoy it so much. They want it so desperately because they're not journalists. They're cheerleaders for the Democratic establishment. They want Trump to fail miserably. Now, I didn't like Barack Obama, but I wasn't cheering for him to be involved in scandals and telling people to lie to Congress. I wasn't saying, oh, I hope that's true. I hope they remove him because of that. Of course not. I said, I hope the guy does great for the country. I'm not going to vote for him. I'll vote against him in 2012 when I thought he did a bad job from 2008 to 2012. When he won in 2012, I said, I hope he does great for the country. When the Democrats took the House in 2018, I said, I dislike a lot of these people. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they do great for the country. You can see it's palpable on all sorts of Trump haters, not just the Democratic politicians, not just the mainstream media and Hollywood and academia, but just people you might know, everyday people that you can see on social media. It's palpable that they want him to be a Russian spy. That's what they want. They are cheering for him to fail dramatically. Just like when Bill Maher came out and said, I hope that we have a recession because I want Trump to fail spectacularly. They are willing to have the average people in this country be hurt by having a failed presidency, even one that's cheering for him to have committed felonies or cheering for him to be a Russian spy. They want that because they want power for their side that bad. And so we see another example of the media being a joke, and whatever, BuzzFeed's a joke. What more needs to be said? Of course. But the fact that all these other media outlets and even Democratic politicians use this unverified story as proof that, we need impeachment hearings, we need investigations. Would they be so quick to jump under Obama's administration if Fox published a story saying that he did something illegal? I don't recall all of these politicians and other media outlets saying, yes, impeachment hearings, time for impeachment. Don't recall that? Isn't that strange? I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then my favorite thing to have come from this is now you have a bunch of people saying, oh, well, now all the Trump people respect Mueller. Now all of a sudden you have to believe Mueller. No. It's just that when even Mueller, who's clearly so anti-Trump and going after him, comes out and says, yeah, this isn't true. It'd be like if CNN comes out and says, it's not that all of a sudden I trust Mueller or all of a sudden I trust CNN. It's even they are saying, yeah, this isn't true. Now, there's a question of exactly what happened. There's the theory that you call it like a canary trap, whereas there are pro-Trump people involved in law enforcement that specifically leaked this information out to other or to other law enforcement people to see if they could catch who's leaking to the media. So in other words, you let a false story get out there to certain people, and then you see if they leak it. And so maybe they're trying to capture law enforcement people that leak. Or maybe these are pro-Trump people in the FBI that just wanted the media to look bad. Maybe Trump and someone in his team ordered, hey, let's get this fake information out there to make the media look so bad. I don't know. It could be, well, why did Mueller come out and rebuke it? My theory is it's because he knows the investigation's wrapping up. He knows that if he let this go unsaid and then a month later comes out and is like, actually, it was the exact opposite of that, people would be like, so wait a minute, you let impeachment hearings or talk of impeachment go on for a month when you knew your investigation was basically wrapped up and this was a complete falsehood? Or maybe it's because you have Whitaker as the AG now, acting AG, and Barr is going to be the AG. And he thinks there's a new sheriff in town. And unlike when Jeff Sessions was there and had recused himself and Rosenstein was in charge, that with these new AGs, they would hold him accountable. And they would say, hey, Mueller, this isn't true. You need to come out and say something. So he was just getting out of the ball. Maybe Mueller strategically, maybe it is true. The Buzzfeed article is true and Mueller's lying, saying it's not true, to get a bunch of pundits, right-wing pundits, to say, oh, but had this story been true, it would have been devastating. And then he can come out and say, yes, it is true. Now, I think that's highly unlikely. But the point is, we don't know. It's an anonymous source material. And when something like this comes out, you shouldn't be screaming impeachment. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay for people like me on YouTube or to be talking about it in social media. But when the media goes nuts and like, yes, the proof of impeachment, they should know. They should know the journalistic standards. We knew from the get-go that one of the journalists involved, that was the writer of this story, had lied before dramatically in stories, such as in 2005 when he said Karl Rove had been indicted, which was just a lie because he's a Democratic operative. He's not a journalist. And so this just goes to show the dangers of that. So yeah, the media has egg on their face, but probably if you watch this channel, you know that they have for years. The past 2 years have been the most devastating I've ever seen for media credibility. They're not journalists, the majority of them. They are just mouthpieces. They're pundits that hate Trump. And so this is just another grand example of that. So, all right, everyone, thanks for listening. Click that button to subscribe if you like this video and give me a like. And I'll be putting out more videos daily. So, all right, have a good one.